It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. That is brand new Testament from their latest release called The Brotherhood of the Snake. And opening up the show tonight, we heard something from, what do you know, Rat, the real Rat, with The Morning After. And I'm sure Bobby Blotzer is probably waking up for the morning after a real Rat hangover. But speaking of a hangover, here's my good friend Chris Aiken.
Well, what's up, Rip Van Winkle? How are you, man?
Yeah, I got to tell that story.
That was something all by itself. That's story number one, don't you think?
I would believe so.
Please regale us as to where you went last week.
Well, last week we were in the top of the sixth hour, and we broke into a Metallica song. And right. I'm sitting here, I'm just sitting here at the board, and I literally passed out like somebody flipped a switch. I woke up at 2:30 my time, just sitting straight up in my chair, and I just literally just passed out. I mean, I wasn't yawning. I didn't feel like, oh, man, I can't wait till the show's over. I need to go to bed. I wasn't feeling any of those things.
Right.
And I literally just like that.
Because, dude, it was funny. Usually, I mean, what ended up happening on air was you had like two songs queued up.
Yeah.
You had a Testament song or something after the Metallica.
Right.
And the Testament song started playing and cut off. And we've done this long enough now. I know. Give you about 3 to 5 minutes. Because a lot of times it's just that hard drive acting fucky.
Sure.
So I know, and it doesn't go anywhere. And then everything disconnected. And I was like, oh, shit. So I was going to connect.
Sure.
I was going to flip it on this end if we needed to and just, play out the show. So I started texting you, and I think I texted you something of, hey, do I need to go live?
Right.
And nothing. And then I called, nothing. Then I called again, nothing. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And we waited. And then, I was ready to, me, I was ready to call it at 2:05. Like
sure.
5 minutes in, I was ready to say, fuck this, let's go. But all of a sudden, we got signal back, but no music.
Right.
So, I thought that you were probably having problems with that fucking hard drive. Just not kicking back over or something.
Right.
So waited some more, tried to call you again, nothing. I was like, you know what? Fuck this.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but we ain't doing a show to finish up.
Sure.
So out.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just as surprised as anybody because I was just, I was just doing my thing. And the next thing I knew, it was 2:30.
Right.
And I mean, I didn't like slump over. I didn't, nothing. I'm sitting straight up in my chair, just like normal. And I literally just, the lights went out.
90 minutes later, you open your eyes. You're like, hey, what song are we on?
Exactly. I can't say that that's ever happened to me before.
I don't ever remember. Usually it's me.
Yeah.
Usually it's me that starts losing steam.
Sure.
But, dude, and yeah, the last segment that we did, I listened back to it yesterday. You sounded fine.
Yeah, I wasn't yawning. I didn't feel like I was going to drop off. I wasn't like fighting to stay awake or anything. The switch just flipped off.
Right. You know what? That's the thing with traveling, though, because you traveled that day.
Yeah.
Traveling wears you out, man. I don't care if it is just sitting in a chair in a plane or a car or whatever. It fucking wears you out.
It does.
So not surprised that you were tired. Was a little surprised that you just were like out cold.
Yeah, well, it surprised me too. Believe me, I was. I was just like, what the hell happened?
Too funny.
Yeah. So I'm just sitting here in my chair, and I wake up. I just like wake up, and I look at the clock, and it's 2:30, and everything is silent in the studio. I'm just like, whoa.
Nice.
What happened? So I apologize for passing out. That's what happens when I'm, up late 3 nights in a row and traveling and flying and then trying to come in here and, entertain the fans. And And, for the most part, the show that we did, it sounded strong.
Sounded fine.
But I just passed out just at the top of the last hour. Just bang, gone.
Well, I have my phone turned on and next to me tonight in case I should happen to drop off tonight, which is kind of likely because I have really not slept. I went to bed last night at 4:30, got up at 8, and have been going all day. So I'm a little tired, but I promise I'll answer the phone if you call.
Right. Well, the thing is my cell phone was actually downstairs. And so I didn't have it near me, so even if you called, I wouldn't have heard it anyway. Right,
exactly. Whatever. It happens every once in a while.
Sure. So anyway, last night I went out to dinner with our friend Steve.
Okay.
The wife was out of town, so it was okay if he went out with me.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, she was visiting family in another state, so he was just like, "Hey, brother, you want to get together, have some food?" I'm just like, "Yeah, sure."
Psst, dude, you want to go get some dinner? yeah, dude. Whatever you do, don't text me and say that you're here,
right?
Or that we're together. Or, in fact, I'm going to change your name in my phone to some married guy's name.
Right.
That way it's okay.
Right. Did I ever tell that story on the air?
No.
About basically the plan was that I was just supposed to randomly run into him?
No. I don't even know the story off the air.
Okay.
Please tell this story.
All right, Chris and I have a mutual friend.
Yeah.
I've known this guy for probably about 12 years.
Sure.
And much like Chris's former significant other,
mm-hmm.
his wife does not like me for whatever reason.
Yeah, you're not liked in the wife community.
I know. I don't know what it is. I don't really even know the gal. I don't know her really at all. I've maybe been around her maybe 3 times in the last 12 years.
Well, there you go. You didn't make nice with her.
Well, apparently that is the case.
Yeah, I figured.
So, at one time I was dating a girl here locally,
mm-hmm.
and she also knew him, and so me and this girl, we would sometimes go out on Fridays, and I was talking to Steve earlier in the day, and I said, he says like, hey, what are you guys doing tonight? I said, well, we're going out to dinner. We're going to this local restaurant. He goes, oh yeah. He goes, the wife and I are going there too.
Okay.
And I said, oh, okay, cool. Maybe I'll see you there. And he was like, well, maybe we can sit together if you want. And I said, well, whatever works. And he says, but what it is that when you come in, just pretend like you just ran into us. Like it wasn't a planned double date, or, we're going to hook up with some friends, or
hey, do you eat here too?
Yeah, that's basically it. And then like, hey, you want to sit down, So it was like, God. Yeah, seriously, it was a whole stage thing. And I was just like, oh, all right, well, whatever makes your life easier, if that's what you want to do,
Meanwhile, you're coming in like Damone from Fast Times.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, isn't this great?
Hey, I found your wallet.
Yeah.
You want it back?
Oh my God, that is fucking hysterical.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, the wives don't like me for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. I never understood why she didn't like you. Because Lord knows you were like the calming factor in my world.
Sure.
Kept me responsible, kept me fucking in and from running around drinking up the city of Cleveland. I never understood why she hated you.
Right.
But boy, did she ever.
Yeah. Well, I just have that thing about me, I guess. I got that give a shit attitude. It's like, yeah, if you like me, you don't like me. So what? I don't care.
It was always interesting when I heard how I was saying those things because you made me.
Yeah, I was responsible for the things you said on the show.
For the things I said.
Yeah.
Because if there's one thing about me, it's that I'm a follower.
Right. Yeah, I'm like the what was that? What's that guy's name? Billy, what's his face, who goaded Trump into saying all those horrible things.
Billy Bush.
Billy Bush, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was sitting there laughing and goading him on to say, grab her in the pussy.
Well, that is very, very, very disgusting and
Yeah.
disturbing. Because of that, I will be voting twice for Donald Trump.
Right. Well, I'm not going to get into this whole political thing, but...
Oh, we will talk about this tonight. We are getting into
Oh,
this.
okay. Well, then I'll save it. I'll save my commentary then.
We're getting into this tonight because
Okay.
I don't know if you saw, but I spent half my afternoon battling.
I did.
on it,
I saw at least 100 posts on this.
and most of it was me just killing.
Well, again, I read that stuff and I go, this is pointless.
Yeah, it is.
Because regardless of your viewpoint, nobody's going to change their thoughts. You're locked into what you think, and that's it. Period.
I said that yesterday and today. Not one vote changed by this.
Nah, nobody's going to. And here's the headline. Without getting into this right now, but here's the headline: Donald Trump is a heterosexual male who enjoys women.
Yeah.
Wow, there's the headline.
Yeah. But of course it's already being spun. He's advocating rape.
Sure.
He's advocating it. He finds rape fun.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
So I was thinking after those comments that if I or even you had aspirations to run for office,
yeah, we're done.
We're done. Everything in this, everything we've ever said on the show, they said.
Well, dude, the whole gist of this whole thing is really, it's not that he thought these things. It's not that he said these things. It's that he said it, and now he's running for office.
Right.
So apparently the only thing really wrong is the microphone.
Right.
That's the only thing wrong, because guys do say this. That nobody's denying that guys are fucking pigs. We're pigs.
We said it last week on the show. I even said it when we were having that whole Suzanne Hobbs, Stevie Nicks thing.
Oh, yeah.
I said, we're pigs.
We're just disgusting vermin.
Yeah.
We're sick.
Yeah.
And we have not adapted very far from like a lion or a cat or a rabbit or whatever.
Right.
We just want to stick our dick somewhere that's not attached to another dick.
Right. Well, for most normal guys.
Yeah, well, for all normal guys.
Yeah.
We want our cocks in a puss.
Right.
We're primal like that.
That's it.
And we're always going to be. People will pretend they're not.
Yeah.
People will fake it. Oh, well, honey, jeez. That's a little strong language for me, dear.
Yeah, it's shocking.
Oh, it's shocking and outrageous.
It's indefensible. That's the word that's being thrown around. It's indefensible.
Indefensible. I cannot support this.
And the other one that cracks me up, the sex tape.
Oh, are they calling this
They're calling it a sex tape. Donald Trump's sex tape. It's like, what is he, Paris Hilton?
Yeah, well, or I'll tell you what, I watched a great sex tape this morning of fucking Selena Gomez. Oof, I like that.
Nice.
That's a sex tape. Not saying I grabbed her pussy or whatever he said.
Well, how about the guys who run up on all these reporters? Fuck her in the pussy.
Well, I like that.
All right, so you're loaded with ammunition for that topic.
Oh, I'm on fire tonight.
All right. And then, of course, I played some Rat at the top of the show, which, of course, the video has surfaced from various sources. Rat playing a full show with Stephen Piercy, Juan Crucia, of course, Warren DeMartini, Carlos Cavazzo, and our very good friend,
Jimmy
DeGrasso.
Yeah, how about that? Our friends landed in big bands.
Yeah,
this
look
week.
at that. And then, of course, another big story for us anyway, a personal story for us, is the author and the performer of the classic metal show opening theme song, our good friend Sean Sheldon.
Yes.
Has landed the gig with Frankie Banali's version of Quiet Riot.
Yeah, so good for him. I had a chance to talk to Sean Sheldon yesterday, talked to him for, I'd say a half hour or so. He's definitely going to come on the show at some point, but as you can imagine, in that camp, there's a lot of rules.
Yeah, of course.
So, he can't come on yet, but he was telling me, that he got the gig and how he got the gig and whatever, and I won't share any of that stuff.
Sure.
Other than all I'll say is that it really wasn't a normal way to get a gig.
Okay.
But it really wasn't like, well, we found this YouTube video from him playing in a band in fucking Egypt or whatever.
In Egypt.
It's not something like that. It's
sure.
it's sort of normal, but it's definitely not 30 of us came in and auditioned and they liked me either. So
right.
But he's real pumped, and allegedly there's something in the works as far as new music and touring starting in January, I think he said. January, February sometime.
Well, all of that is on Blabbermouth if you want to read up on it.
Oh, well, maybe I should.
Everything's on there about recording a new record, starting touring in January, Jizzy Pearl finishing out through December. Yeah. So that.
What do you think really happened there? And I have no insider knowledge. I haven't talked to Jizzy. Sheldon didn't know, or Sean didn't know.
Well, I mean, if Jizzy's still in the band and he's willing to fulfill the dates through December,
yeah,
I just think he's probably tired of it.
You think he's just tired?
I don't think Quiet Riot is probably getting real high profile gigs, and Jizzy's getting a little older. I mean, he's our age or my age at least, and it's probably not worth it for him to go out on the road and play half empty, venues.
Yeah, could be.
It's just like, all right, I did this. It's not really a lucrative gig for me. I could probably play local in Las Vegas and make just as much money.
Yeah, you don't think he's secretly trying out for the Warrant gig or something?
No, I don't think so. Why is Robert Mason out?
No, not that I know of, but there's got to be a few more that he hasn't touched yet.
Yeah, I just think that he probably, Vegas right now is a real hot spot.
Okay.
I mean, Nader's there now. He's there pretty much most of the time. Of course, Vince Neil lives there.
Right.
Everybody's moving to Vegas, and Ron Keel was there for the longest time until he got his gig at that Badlands Pawn.
Right.
But there's opportunities for guys like Jizzy to probably make a pretty good living without having to leave the home.
Yeah. So instead of having to be on the road for 6 months, literally you just have to be out until 3 a.m.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that it's probably not a lucrative gig for him to be in Quiet Riot.
Or not, at least not more lucrative than the same that he could get at home.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't really foresee that it's anything that's animus, because if it was, he'd be out.
Yeah, he's a pro though. He might have just said, "Look, I'll give you till blah blah blah."
Yeah, but I mean, if there was like really headbutting or any kind of fighting or any disagreements,
yeah,
there's nothing to keep Jizzy from just walking away.
Yeah,
but he agreed to fulfill the dates through the end of the year. So I would say that it's just like, hey, listen, this ain't working for me. You might want to find somebody new.
Yeah, you're probably right. Because I mean, really, what's keeping Sean from jumping in now?
Yeah, exactly.
Not probably nothing.
Nothing. So I'm just thinking that Jizzy's probably like, did this for 3 years. It's same song, same set list every night. It's like,
right.
Been there, done that.
Yep.
Jizzy's a talented guy. He can write. Obviously, he can perform. So even if he wasn't performing as a solo front man or even fronting a band, working behind the scenes, writing songs or getting into production or even writing script work, he could probably make a better living doing that and just work right out of the house or work within the city.
Maybe he's getting that TV movie thing that he talked about years ago going.
You never know.
I mean, that could be too. I mean, he was close, wasn't he, on that?
Yeah, he was very close.
Yeah, maybe now Netflix picked it up or something.
Yeah, you never know. But, well, good for him.
Yeah. Hey, I'm happy for him. I was super happy for Sean. You know,
yeah, he needs to be back out in the spotlight, even if it is for a C grade Quiet Riot. You know, just need to get out of the house.
Yeah, well, you know, dude, it was funny because I talked to him yesterday, and he was just like, dude, I got to thank you for being one of the reasons I went back out and did this, and you know, and he was saying all this to me. I was like, dude, what did I do? You know, and he brought up one conversation that we had where I was like, dude, get out there and fucking sing. Even if I told him to get out there and sing, even if it was, you know, remember how he used to do karaoke night? And he used to win me at karaoke night?
Sure.
I told him because, you know, he was going through a change where he was like breaking up with a chick and he was, you know, moving into, you know, back to being single again and, you know, wasn't sure what he wanted to do. I was like, dude, get out there and sing.
Yeah.
You know, you like doing it, go do it.
You know, and that guy there, just very talented, obviously, because if you've listened to any of the Tarsha stuff, you know, he wrote, produced, sang, did the whole thing. When I was out in California back in 2008, when I first met Sheldon.
Yeah.
And I took him to dinner a couple times and stuff. You know, he had a one-room loft apartment type thing,
right?
And he had his whole mixing rig there in his place, and that's where he did all of his music. He just did it right there in his space.
Sure.
And obviously he did the CMS theme song.
And he did all of it. He did the guitars, the drums, everything.
Everything. So that's a talented guy to be wasting it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, working a 9-to-5er and babysitting a significant other.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's for sure.
You know, so it's just like, dude, go out there, do what your passion is.
Yeah, you can do that other shit once that passes you by.
Yeah, don't waste that talent.
Yeah,
because not everybody has that.
Nope, definitely not.
God knows I don't.
I sure don't.
So good for him.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to see him tour, and you know. That is a show I will go see, even though I'm not the biggest Quiet Riot fan in the world. I'm excited to see Sean.
Yeah, sure. I can't wait to run into the guy again because he came here to Chicago when he was doing the Adler's Appetite thing.
Right.
And I hung out with him here, and that was that time that I took those pictures with Steven, and Chip was sitting in the background with that gardening hat on.
Right. Right.
So, yeah, I'd like to see Sean, Sheldon, whatever he wants to call himself today.
Dude, I got to bring it. You brought up the hat. So, this is a totally different topic, but Amy Rocks, our friend Amy Rocks, she was out on the Monsters of Rock cruise, and then she spent a couple extra days in L.A., I guess. And last night she went and saw Enough's Enough. And I don't know if you're aware of this, but it's Enough's Enough without Donnie and without Monaco.
Yeah, I know. I saw it.
So it's just Chip basically and some guys.
Yeah, I saw him last. I think it was last August.
Okay.
They played at a place up in Crystal Lake or something, and I went up there and saw them, and it was a 3-piece, and Chip was doing all the singing.
And was it good?
It was all right. I mean, you know, it was in a bar. I mean, it was it was like going to see a bar band, but, you know, Chip is Chip. And, you know, hung out with him, and, you know, he's always funny. And,
sure,
you know, it's always good to see Chip.
Well, it didn't sound bad. I mean, I will say that. I'm not trying to shit on him for the sound. It didn't sound bad. It sounded okay to me.
Sure.
But what I wanted to bring up was he's changed hats. Now he's gone from the floppy hat to like the old white sailor's bowl hat. I don't know what that's called. You know, like a sailor would wear.
Yeah, kind of like the Cracker Jack guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
He was wearing that last night on stage. He's still wearing like the captain's coat or whatever you call that coat that he wears.
Sure.
But he had the sailor hat on.
Okay.
I was like, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah, he always looked good with the police sergeant's hat on.
Yeah.
You know, that cap.
This last night looked like it was a sailor's cap.
All right.
And I was like, dude, what? Now it's become a thing of what hat is he wearing?
Yeah. The other guy who used to do that is that former bassist for Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Okay.
He used to change, huh?
Ian Evans?
No, the original bassist. The guy, he died. He died of a heart. That's how he even got the gig. What was his name?
Don't know.
I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he used to change hats all the time. That was his thing. He'd wear a half a dozen different hats during a Lynyrd Skynyrd show.
Oh, geez.
So he'd have a different hat on all the time. And when he passed away, he died of a heart attack. That's when our good friend Ian got the gig.
Did they bury him with his hats?
I have no idea.
If that was his thing, wouldn't you think they'd bury him with his hats?
He might have. I wouldn't know. I don't know the answer.
One on his head and like a couple on the side?
Yeah, sure. He took his hat collection with him.
In case he rolls over something in the grave, he can switch hats?
Sure.
Come on. What is it with hats? Hats, I don't know. I've never thought hats worked real well in music.
Well, I mean, Axl wears that hat, these, I don't know. That's just not a good look for him.
No, the only one that I think ever really pulled a hat off okay was Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson had kind of an iconic,
Slash. Well, Slash, of course. Slash's hat is iconic, and Brian Johnson with his cap.
Yeah,
like his English cap or whatever you want to call that thing.
Yeah,
and Jackal's got it in the chat room. Leon Wilkinson.
Oh, him, yeah, the hat guy.
Yeah, he used to wear different hats all the time.
Anytime I see somebody out there with a hat, all I could think of is the Captain and Tennille. Remember that guy?
Oh, yeah.
That was like the first hat guy, I think.
Daryl Dragon.
Daryl Dragon,
yeah.
Think that guy's still alive?
Oh, yeah, he's still alive. That Tony Tennille, they got divorced like 2 or 3 years ago.
So I guess love didn't keep them together.
Yeah, after like 40 years of marriage, they got divorced.
At that point, why? I mean, at that point, why do you get divorced?
I know.
40 years. What were they, 80?
Yeah, close to it.
They had to be 80.
Yeah.
Because they were old when I was young. They had to be 35 when I was 10.
Right.
So add 37 years. That's what, 72?
Yeah. Well, that's where some of the 80s bands recorded their albums at the studio. I know Black and Blue recorded at Rumbo Studios, which was owned by Daryl Dragon.
Oh, is that Daryl Dragon's?
Yeah, Rumbo Studio, yeah.
Did Jamie have to wear a hat?
Well, what Jamie, they had, this guy was all into the whole captain look, right?
Right.
So he said he had this captain's bell or this ship bell.
Yeah.
In the studio.
Okay.
And he said that was always fun for them because they would always go in there and ring it. And then I think Jesse James Dupree spoke to Eddie Trunk a few weeks ago, and he was talking about recording there at that Rumbo Studios.
Really?
He was talking about that they recorded the original Jackal release in there, and he said that they filled the studio with live chickens.
Oh, I'll bet he was thrilled about that. Why would they do that? Because
they were recording that lumberjack sound. That song, the lumberjack, and he goes ha ha ha. So he said that they went out and got like 40 chickens, and the chickens were like roosting in the engineers. Oh my God! And all this kind of stuff.
Daryl Dragon probably had his hat off, shooing those damn birds around. Hey, get out of here!
Yep. Yep. So yeah, Jamie St. James, he was telling me about about recording there and running into the captain.
Right, the captain.
The captain.
Meanwhile, the captain's like 85 years old, probably can't see.
Right.
Ugh. How many years did he have to play those fucking keyboards for those lousy songs?
Well, made him a lot of money.
Made him a lot of money, but at what point do you just hate your life? And, she's singing, "Do that to me one more time," and he's like thinking about hitting her in the head with an axe one more time.
He's like, muskrat, candlelight.
Dude, the Captain and Tennille were terrible. But even by my, me, I like some really bad 70s pop.
Sure.
Captain and Tennille's not it.
Right. Hey, only kill caller, you're on the air.
Hey, I read an article with interview with Tony Tennille. I think it was like about a year ago.
Yeah.
I guess she wrote a book or something. And she comes right out and says that the reason why she divorced him is because he wouldn't fuck her anymore. for years. I mean, we're not talking about like they hit like a low point in the romance, but like for years and years, like decades, he wouldn't fuck her. And she wanted some fucking cock.
Okay.
So she finally fucking just kicked him to the fucking curb and said, life is too fucking short. And she fucking dumped the captain, dropped him off at the fucking dock.
Well, I sure hope she's not going to run for president because she can't get away talking like that.
But no, I mean, I was a little shocked by, like her candor on the subject. But yeah, she put it right out there. I mean, she was just, the woman had enough, you know what I mean? It's like,
well, if she wrote in that book, that guy wouldn't fuck me anymore and I needed some cock, her chances of ever running for president are over.
Yeah, pal.
No, I like people who tell it like it is. I probably vote for her. Anyway, hail and kill, fuck you, pal, and hand job.
There you go.
All right, she may be an old bitch, but I'd still probably hit that.
Well, if that's I've seen her. She's not a bad looking girl.
I mean, she's whatever. She's worth money.
Sure.
I'd hit it for the story at least.
Yeah, she's got some cash
and a big mouth. She looks like she could probably take two cocks. That's why she's fucking mad at the captain.
Well, you're not going to be running for president now, sir.
Really?
Yeah, because you said that woman had a big mouth and she could probably take two cocks in her mouth.
What? Is that bad?
That apparently that's shocking, indefensible, and your aspirations for the presidency are over.
Sorry. To all my constituents out there, I apologize. I'm very sorry for the words I've said tonight. Please forgive me.
Right.
That's not the person I am anymore.
Sure.
That person I was 3 minutes ago.
Right.
I'm a changed man.
I've learned from my mistakes.
Mm-hmm. I definitely have learned not to say these horrific things again.
I think you need to throw a warning to Chrono in there.
Do I? I need to boot him out?
I didn't say boot him, just throw him a warning.
Yeah, stop with the Z's, or you're going to get Z'd right the fuck out of here.
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah. 76. Oof.
Yeah, you said almost 80.
Yeah. Wow, 76.
Yeah.
How old's the captain? He probably couldn't fuck her anymore.
So good.
How long do you think it's been since he weighed anchor?
Well, one of those stories probably you come to find out that he went and banged her for like 2 decades, and then you find out that he's got some young tookie on the side.
Of course. No, he's the captain.
Right. It's like, what?
Yeah.
I've waited 20 years, and now I come to find out that you've been banging the barmaid?
Yeah, of course. The girl that keeps the house clean.
Right.
Holy smokes. Dude, wow, did they take some pictures? Look at it. Wait, but you got to see this picture. She's wearing Chip's hat. Look at this photo. I'm going to put it in the chat room.
All right. She's wearing the sailor hat, huh?
No, she's wearing Chip's gardening hat.
Oh, the gardening hat. Okay.
Yeah, look at this photo.
Let me see here. Yeah, that's like Chip's hat.
That's Chip's hat.
Yeah.
And what the fuck is he wearing?
Yeah, they're the old Wild West.
Sadly, that probably was taken in 1878. Old ass people.
He's got his Winchester at his side.
And before long, they're going to jump in a stagecoach and ride into the next town.
Right. Nice. Look at us talking Captain and Tennille.
Captain and Tennille, we're bringing the metal tonight, baby.
Right, absolutely. Wow. All right. Well, it is Saturday. We are back, and you will not be here next week, right?
No, 2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks.
22nd.
Okay. All right. Well, then we'll make this show the best it can be, and make up for the hour that you lost last week.
All right.
At least I'll try.
Yeah, and I may.
All right.
Pretty energetic right now.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Good. I stayed in bed a majority of the day. I went out to dinner. I had some Mexican food. Had some Jack and Cokes last night. Came home. Oh, speaking of that, ranches and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I watched The Ranch.
All of them?
No, I'm into like 8.
Okay, you're right about where I am. What do you think?
It's funny. It's interesting. I like the chicks.
Yeah.
I mean, the comedy's okay. I mean, it's all right. I agree with you that Sam Elliott's really good. He plays that part really well.
Yeah.
But I like the bouncy girls on there.
I do too.
The 22-year-old and that other blonde girl. I'm not really,
Well, I can tell you just because I keep track of these things.
Right.
The 22-year-old that plays Heather, or is her name Heather?
Yeah,
now?
Heather. Yeah.
Heather. Her name is Kelly Goss.
Okay.
And if people want to look her up, she is fucking stunning.
Yeah, she's a bouncy gal. she's very
really stunning.
Very lively.
Oh, and just listening to her say, "Hey, are we gonna fuck or what?"
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's hot.
Well, not only that, it's just like he thinks he's in a relationship with her, and then he breaks up, and he goes, "Well, you're still gonna fuck me, right?"
He's like, "Yeah."
It's like, where do you find a girl like that?
Oh, I wish I knew. Because she's smoking hot.
And then what's the other one's name, though?
The other one's name is, I forget what her name is on the show.
Uh-huh.
Kelly or something.
Yeah.
But her real name is Alicia Cuthbert.
Okay.
She is best known as Jack Bauer's daughter in 24.
Okay, I never watched it, so I don't recognize her from anything. So.
And actually, they keep her covered up pretty well in the ranch.
Sure.
But if you do a Google search on her, she's got a ripping body. Her damn self.
Yeah, I know. She's kind of short and stacked.
Yeah, she's.
Yeah.
She's really hot.
So yeah, I'm enjoying the show. I think it's got some funny bits to it, but I do like the girls though.
I like the girls, and I think Rooster's funny as fuck.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's good, and Sam Elliott's good. I don't like the mom, and I could care less about Ashton Kutcher. He ruined what's her name? So
Mila Kunis.
Fucking ruined Mila Kunis. So he's Satan as far as I'm concerned.
But yeah, another good Netflix original series. If you just want some kind of lighthearted, goofy comedy, that's a good one.
And they just released 10 more episodes on Friday. So
yeah, I know. I saw that.
Plenty to watch.
Sure. So I'll be finishing out the first season and starting into the second.
Yep, me too.
I've been watching about 2 episodes a night.
I watched a bunch early. I watched like 6 episodes, and then I watched 2 more yesterday.
Sure.
And now I'm the same exact place you are. I've watched 8.
Okay.
So we're right in the same place.
Good enough.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's take a break.
All right.
Let's get our first drink on.
Okay.
And since our good friend Sean Sheldon is now part of Quiet Riot,
yes,
maybe I'd play a Quiet Riot classic.
Ugh. Play a Sean Sheldon classic.
I could do that too.
Yeah, play a Sean Sheldon song.
I'll play both. I'll play one of each.
All right, that'll work.
So anyway. All right, well, let's get into a couple of tunes here. We'll be back. I promise I won't fall asleep. And I will be back and blah, blah, blah. So here it is. Here's some Quiet Riot exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.
This is Frankie Benelli,
Rudy Sarzo
of Quiet Riot, and you're listening to the Classic Metal Show.